I'm not a lawyer, but I just read the 13-page court doc regarding Simon Guobadia, Porsha Williams' husband. His request for
I'm not a legal counselor, but rather I just read the 133-page court doc in regards to Simon Goya Porsche Williams' spouse, his solicitation for citizenship and chow. Let me recap the subtleties for you. In June of 1986, he returns to America on a 6-month visa, and he again outstays his visa in September of 1987. He gets captured for bank and MasterCard misrepresentation, and he confesses to a crime offense in January 1989. He's captured for unapproved utilization of a vehicle and again captured in May of 1990 for misrepresentation. After that, migration starts the evacuation cycle of Simon. Yet by January 1991, Simon has perpetrated charge card misrepresentation again. I needed to plunk down for this, since it looks like poor she. Guobadia could actually be going to prison for her significant other's wrongdoing. 2024 are some genuine kindness. Wow, under 2 years after Porsche and her better half Simon Guobadia tied the KN, Simon is presently being uncovered as a fraudster and a case. Sledge and sources are currently guaranteeing that the specialists accept that Porsha is purportedly mindful of it and attempted to conceal for her significant other's violations. This present circumstance is past untidy. It's truly criminal, since Simon is in a real sense confronting removal and extremely durable boycott, and Porsha all around. How about we simply say that she will be in this wreck for a significant length of time? You all pin down your ribbon fronts, clutch your edges, and all that. Since things are going to get harsh, this is making me wonder, so you all think Miss Porsha has gotten once again to the genuine housewives of Atlanta to get them coins, since there's inconvenience in heaven? So as per the article, Mr. Simone Simon, anything his name is, he was ousted from the U.S. back in 1992. I accept it said for a few criminal operations, and he re-emerged the U.S. and applied for residency under a misleading name. In any case, he went to go apply for citizenship. They figured out the entirety of his untruths, and everything was disintegrating. Poor Williams and her men are in some truly profound wreck. And now that the police are involved all around, we should make statements are going to go from terrible to surprisingly more dreadful. The roads are presently saying that Porsha is currently being hauled into this present circumstance on the grounds that the police feel that she helped her better half Simon Guobadia conceal his violations. This thing is totally excessive. Yet, sadly, many individuals don't feel frustrated about her, since they cautioned her about Simon being a mobile talking breathing warning. The Porsha was completely up to speed in her sentiments, and she didn't pay attention to no one, and assuming there is one individual who's presumably partaking in this muddled dramatization, it's Simon's ex Fallon Guobadia, who was additionally curiously a companion of Porsha's several months prior. Fallon joined the show. Porsha had finished things with her child daddy and afterward life partner Dennis McKinley, since she figured out that he had betrayed her on various occasions. In any event, when she was pregnant with their kid. Now, for those of you who likely don't recollect how things went down, Porsha and Simon initially met while Simon was as yet hitched to her companion. Fallon originally joined the show in 2020 as a companion, and as per reports at the time, Fallon is referred to around Atlanta as a socialite, and her better half Simon Guobadia is paid like Bentleys and personal luxury planes paid, concerning how she squeezes into the gathering. Great right. Currently she's companions with Porsha and Shemaya. The other women appear to like her, and she could go with the young ladies on their forthcoming excursion to the Carolinas. Presently, as per Fallon, Simon was the person who constrained her to join the show, since he accepted that it might work out great for her profound being. Nevertheless, this truly had neither rhyme nor reason, on the grounds that the genuine housewives establishment is the last thing that will strike a chord when you ponder otherworldly prosperity. Perhaps he implied poisonous as F prosperity. I don't have a clue yet. Sort of makes me keep thinking about whether he needed some distinction for himself, or something to that effect, since he, as of now, has cash, so it couldn't be about that yet. Anyway, Simon and Porsha got to realize each other better on the show, despite the fact that Porsha was apparently as yet attempting to move past her tragedy from Dennis. Things began to get very dubious when Fallon and Simon covertly tapped out just a month after season 3 of The Genuine Housewives of Atlanta's debut. He made it official and petitioned for legal separation on January 15, 2021, referring to hostile contrast like every one of the SBS do anyway. Just 7 days after the fact, he excused the documenting, guaranteeing that he and Fallon were attempting to resolve things, and they needed to battle for their adoration and kitty yak. Well, he unquestionably didn't contend energetically clearly in light of the fact that 5 days after the fact he petitioned for legal separation again, asserting that things hadn't improved between them yet. For reasons unknown, Bong kept on denying the bits of hearsay that she and Simon had parted, demanding that things were great among them, and calling individuals hopeless. Ask you this, and go ahead and discuss it, or for however much you would like. There are bits of gossip right now. Your marriage with your significant other Simon, and what's the deal with it? Would you like to address whether you all have separated or you're still attached? Might you want to discuss that? Sure. Definitely that talk came from a hopeless individual. So yet anyway, I'll engage it simply because it's a legitimate inquiry. Okay, no, Simon and I, we go through our conjugal issues very much like every other person, yet you can run from reality, you can't conceal it, and sooner or later, she needed to confess about that reality. Now, Simon put out an announcement on Instagram to affirm that they were as of now not together, saying, following 18 months together, Fallon and I have pursued the common choice to end our marriage in spite of our eagerness to be straightforward. We deferentially requested security as of now yet. When that declaration was out, Porsha burned through no opportunity to slide in Simon's DMS and proposition him her help. She professed to have heard a bits of gossip about how Fallon went behind his back with one more man, which is the reason she contacted him. Yet this doesn't check out. I mean, Fallon was her companion, not Simon, so assuming anything, she ought to have connected with Fallon first. Well, Simon quickly took actions on her maxim that he needed to see her the following time he was in Atlanta, and despite the fact that Porsha was down for it, she guaranteed that she had requested that he send her his separation desk work so she could that he and Fallon were finished for genuine. He sent the administrative work, and they burned through no time warming things up. Well, under 3 weeks after the fact, after Simon and Fallon reported their separation, Porsha opened up to the world about her new relationship when she declared her man to the world and guaranteed that she and criminal had never been companions. She composed, our relationship started a month prior. Yes, we are insane in affection. I know it's quick, yet we carrying on with life every day to its fullest. For every one of you that need realities, I get the optics. Yet Simon petitioned for legal separation from a past marriage in January. I didn't have anything to do with their separation, documenting that is among them criminal and are not companions. And Simon's separation has been settled. Relationship is a good, cherishing step forward in everyone's lives. Except this was exceptionally fascinating, thinking about that Fallon was in a real sense present Ted on the show as her companion, yet child young lady didn't mind likewise. A ton of things didn't make any sense in light of the fact that, as per her, she slid into his DMS the day he made the separation declaration. Yet, in her declaration, she said that they had been dating for a month. Well, there were just 18 days between the separation declaration and her disclosing her relationship, so it appears as though there were a few obscure exercises included in the event that you get my drep yet for reason ends unknown. In addition to the fact that they dating yet, where they were really drawn and getting connected following 1 month is insane, yet getting connected to a man who used to be hitched to your companion a month prior is wow, particularly since he was still lawfully hitched to the companion. Being referred to it wasn't fans who felt the sort of way about the relationship, since her kindred housewife Marlo Hampton additionally felt the way about it, and in an Instagram live meeting she guaranteed that she didn't imagine that the relationship was genuine. I believe it's genuine. You all realize I didn't home with Porsha like fine. I don't imagine that a genuine yet. Think about what great storyline. I don't really accept that her approaching from the family she was brought up in, a Christian family, her granddad, that she would in a real sense proceed to follow through with something like that cuz child on the off chance that I at any point achieve my man. And she dating my man That resembles me dating Dennis, yet aside from the entire thing about her evidently selling her companion's man, there are additionally the way that Simon didn't precisely have a decent history with connections on the grounds that before Porsha she had been hitched multiple times, separated from multiple times and had 5 children with different ladies gracious. And I could go on and on all day about the way that he betrayed his exes. Well, Fallon was what was happening, and naturally not really good or bad, despite the fact that she didn't discuss it all that much in open. The couple of times that she discussed it were sufficient to cause some significant drama.